Hello, everybody. Pop culture curator here. So good to see you all. Um, I hope everybody's having a wonderful night. It's Tuesday evenings, which means that we are back for another stream of horror sci-fi. And thankfully for the suggestion coming from Nemesis of Eden, tonight we are going to play the movie Predator from 1987 in honor of the late great Carl Weathers, who just passed away recently. So rest in peace to him, and my blessings and well wishes go out to his family and loved ones. I know it's not like any of them are listening, but it's still the point. Total respect for the man. Carl Weathers was a great guy, and it's really sad that he passed. He was a great asset, and he does really good in this movie. I'm sure you guys agree, unless there may be a few of you out there who have not seen this movie. But I want to first of all say hello to everyone on the panel. How are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty
Doing
good.
all right.
Doing all right.
Doing awesome.
All right. You called that all right? No, I'm just kidding. Gorilla, how are you doing?
What was-
there?
I'm good.
All right. It's good to hear you as well. And Sci-Fi Sit Dan. How are you doing, Sci-Fi Sit Dan?
It's nice to meet you. I'm doing all right.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that as well. And Nemesis of Eden, how about you, good friend?
I'm doing very well, buddy. How are you doing tonight? I'm always happy to be here with you.
I am always happy to be here. I could be a lot worse. I actually feel pretty good. My voice is somewhat here. Yeah, I'm sure for you guys, you never know from one night to the next what I'm going to sound like, but my voice is relatively strong tonight. I've been lucky the last few days. Tomorrow I've got a whole day of appointments. Hopefully nothing will affect my voice again because I've got hopefully Gilligan's Island tomorrow night. I want to make it. I feel bad we've been missing it, but we've got to get through Gilligan's Island. If you feel like you're going to be up to it, Gorilla.
Yeah, I'll be up to it.
Yeah, I'll be in appointments all day tomorrow. I'll probably get home about 5 o'clock my time or 6. It's going to be really cutting it close. I've got to make sure I watch the episodes tonight. In fact, because I don't want to get home too late tomorrow where I miss them or I'm not able to watch them. And I want to say a special hello to everyone in the chat. Welcome. If we have anybody in the chat, looks like Nemesis of Eden who joined us on the panel. Maybe it'll be a slow night tonight. You guys never know, right? Maybe either nobody's seen Predator or everybody's seen Predator. How about you guys? Have you seen it before?
Here's the thing. I was talking to Jeremy about this. Like I remember vaguely, like 20 years ago, seeing something on TV. You know, that vaguely remembered something being like camouflaged in the trees there, but I never knew which movie it was. I just see bits and pieces, and I even tried searching it for a couple of years, but everything always came up blank because I was wording it weird looking thing invisible in trees. That's my description for it, and nothing ever came up. I kind of forgot about it.
Oh, so that's it. So you saw it a long time ago, but you were young. Right, but you didn't know what it was, and you've been looking for it and haven't been able to find it.
Right.
And now you have seen it since I put the link out there, right? Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Are you glad you found it or that you've seen it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, you had to think about that for a second.
You know my issue with Arnold? You know my issue with
Arnold. Oh, yes, I know.
Wait, if we're going to be doing Arnold movies, we're doing a drinking game. Every time he says his signature catchphrase, "Get to the chopper," we're taking shots.
Well, I just finished watching this tonight. He doesn't say it a lot, so you might be in for a sober evening.
I count at least 3 times.
There's at least 4 catchphrases.
well, I was going to say there are several catchphrases, and a few people mention the chopper. But I think Arnold Schwarzenegger only mentions it once or twice. I think, if I remember right.
Well,
I think it's only once.
Well,
once, right? At the end.
Yeah,
he screams it at the girl and he mentions it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna point out there was 2 like very popular memes in this movie. I finally figured out where those two came from. I was wondering where they came from.
Oh, so once again, you'd seen the memes, but you weren't sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if we turn these in... Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
There's probably one famous scene saying where he does the knife scene, like stick around, and there's always something at the end of that phrase as a meme.
Oh yeah, that's true. But it'll be hopefully more people will be coming in here as we get started. And is there anything anybody wants to add before we do? Oh, and if you want, I was thinking that's right because of what Gorilla said. If you wanted to turn watching Arnold Schwarzenegger movies into a drinking game, I don't know how many more movies of his that we're going to be showing. So I guess we'd have to make it pretty snappy. I heard him get it over with or something. I don't know.
Hey, hello, G. Good to see you, buddy.
Hello,
Sorry, Pop.
hello, Greg. No, that's fine, Dan.
Is PvP going to show up, or is he gonna be, or is he busy tonight?
PvP is always about an hour late because he's working. You know,
Because he usually arrives late. Just want to make sure if he's gonna show up.
no, see, like lost his face like last night. He has the night off set with work so that he could be there at the beginning of the stream. But every time that we get Tuesday's horror sci-fi, he's usually about an hour late. Somewhere around there. He usually gets off work, settles in, goes to the store, does whatever. But it's usually around an hour into the stream. I'm guessing that he will probably stop by. Ola Greg says hello from Euler. I don't have time to I don't have time to bleed Greg. Euler, I don't have time to bleed Greg. Yes, another classic line, right?
No, it's that. I don't have time to bleed. That is how the line is said.
Oh, no, but it's similar.
Oh, my God, dude, shut up.
I know we're going to have people correcting each other. Nemes Veden says, hail, OG, good to see you. You see you, I'm guessing what he means. You, yes. And Nemes Veden says, OG, you got time to... I got to get really close. Duck.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so everyone has seen this movie, I'm assuming, so there's nobody who has not seen the movie. If you're out there and you're listening to this either right now live or on the rerun, I hope we're not spoiling it for you. If you have not seen it, I urge you to please do. It's a great movie, and I don't want to ruin it for you. And if you have seen it, then I hope you enjoy the stream and follow along with us as we cover this classic movie. And we will keep up the chat as best as possible. I want to make sure there's nothing I'm forgetting. I'm used to this, having to answer a bunch of chats first, but this is interesting. All right, so let's get this started.
Yeah, welcome Taylor Swift, greater than Disney. There, he gives us three-way.
Hello.
There, and also said, quack quack, and hey
Quack,
Nemesis.
quack.
Hey, OG, and quack quack to you, good sir.
But yeah, I'd forgotten this was like a Disney movie now. You know, unfortunately it's Fox, but that means Disney. And of course, that's like I remember that's right. That's what we got all those horrible Alien versus Predator movies. My goodness, those were garbage.
Yeah, they weren't fantastic, but I mean, they had their points.
All right, so
cheap cash grabs. Yes,
yeah.
Really.
Okay, I know this was supposed to take place in Guatemala. Is this supposed to be set during some kind of military intervention, or?
Yeah, basically it was a hostage situation, but I can't remember if it's Guatemala or what.
No,
I wasn't paying attention.
No, the description said Guatemala there.
Okay,
but
I'll take your word for it.
But like I know we were in places like Bosnia, and I know there was some kind of Nicaragua thing, but I don't remember us ever intervening in like Guatemala. So this is just supposed to be like a fake military action then?
I think remember. So. I'm pretty sure this isn't based off of true events. Like,
right? Are you talking about within the context of the movie Gorilla?
Yeah. You know, like a lot of stuff they'll set it during like the Vietnam War. I've seen a couple. They
they explained that. Yeah, they explained that in here.
Oh, maybe I missed it.
Right, the carlweathers character. I don't want to. Well, I don't know if it's spoilers. If I give it away, I guess it's an old movie. We've all seen it. But right, we know they're going in for. They're told it's a hostage. If I got this correctly. If anybody, if I'm saying it wrong, please everybody or anybody, feel free to correct me. But I think is Arnold Schwarzenegger and his team are the elite of the elite, the best of the best. And I think they were told it's a hostage situation. The other teams have went in there before them and have not made it out, so that's why they're going in. But then he finds out it's actually a different mission because he finds out that the Carl Weathers character lied to him because otherwise they couldn't get anybody in there that would take the mission. But even their Carl Weathers character didn't know what it was. All they knew is that people were going in and not coming out. Did I describe that correctly, guys, or no?
Basically, there's a bit more to it that we'll get into
sure
once we get into
yeah.
the movie, but you did a very good blank summation of it, sir. Good job.
Yeah, I'm trying not to give away too much, but it's an action movie. Come on, this isn't Alfred Hitchcock or whatever, but here we go.
Yeah, right. We're going to be talking about it in about 10 minutes anyways, so it's like, it's not that big of a deal.
Right,
this isn't deep spoiler movies, or spoilers for the movie.
Yes, and expect a lot of shouting, and expect to hear the word chopper tonight more than once, I'm sure, guys. So, at least twice, right? And I wanted to highlight, obviously, Kevin Peter Hall, the third name. That's the guy who played the Predator. So that's like the super tall guy or whatever. R.G. Armstrong right there. I'll point him out. He's the one that gives them the orders and gives them the hands on the mission. He's the older guy with like the beady eyes. He's like an old classic actor. My brother actually met him in L.A. before he passed away.
Hey, Alleged Time.
Yeah, welcome back to time.
Hello, Edge Time. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Have a seat, kick back, and enjoy the stream with us.
Yeah, he says, "Greetings from the edge of time. There's something out there waiting for us, and it ain't a man of time."
That's right. Yeah. It ain't a man.
Yeah. And then says, "Damn it, you took my job. I'm supposed to be
first
one to grade up. I'm supposed to be the first one to grade up."
All right, I'll try not to step on your toes, yo. Or I won't spit tobacco like some sort of sexual tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
That's right. This movie is like, and this is such, by the way, it's such a relief to watch a movie with so much testosterone in it. I haven't seen a movie like this in such a long time, and we probably never will again. It's great. I mean, this is what everything that they consider toxic is exactly what this movie is now. So screw all those people that, Hollywood. Let's just say Hollywood right now in its current iteration. And I'm on the pause here for a moment because big hats off to the wonderful, amazing Stan Winston who did the creature effects. He's late, actually. He's passed away since. But, I mean, Stan was the man. Obviously, I'm sure you guys could tell by the similarities that it's the same guy who created the aliens for Galaxy Quest. You can see the similarity.
Yeah, and hey there, PvP. Welcome. Apparently he didn't
there he is.
Finish it.
PvP's early tonight. Hello, PvP.
Hey, PvP. Yeah, Stan Winston's amazing. Just fantastic. Like, it's really, it's sad that he passed, but I mean, once again, sad that Carl Weathers passed, but such is the march of time.
Yeah, when I was younger, of course, woulda, shoulda, coulda. You always, you have dreams when you're younger that never actually worked out. But I always wanted to go to one of those, like Stan Winston's effects studio. They actually had classes where you can go and learn that stuff. And I always wanted to do that, but oh well. That would take a lot of money, and usually rich parents pay for everything, which I don't have or didn't have.
I understand. So there you go, Gorilla. That was a nice little freeze frame there on the map of whatever area they were sending him into. It's a fictional war, as far as I believe, but there is a war going on in the setting.
Yeah, I just didn't know if they were setting this like during the time period of a real war or not.
Oh yeah, no, it is not a real war.
Okay. Yeah, who knows? It might be here pretty soon. All right,
exactly.
That right there. I see that meme so many times. They'll put like two people on each side, like they'll label each side of the arms there.
Right.
There, you've probably seen a few of them. There, especially during the last 3 years, this one's been used a lot.
Good. I don't know why, but something to right?
Well, no. Like one of them was like Pfizer, Moderna. like
Oh,
with
okay.
the stuff for there. I think there's a couple of let's just say a certain island in the Caribbean that's
Oh
up
yeah.
for sale. There's a few of those
See,
stuff
now
like
here's where he's
that.
telling him. Here's where he's telling him. We're talking about the previous mission, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is pointing out that his team. I guess I should call him. I don't know his character named Dutch, whatever. But his team, that they're missionaries, not assassins.
Yeah.
So he's kind of. Go ahead.
Well, you missed a good line here previously where they're saying, why are you not here? Why am I here there? It's just like a military thing. And he goes, because some dumbass there said you were the best, and that was Carl Weathers' line or something like that.
Right.
It was close to that.
Well,
Yeah.
what he did, he yelled it from the other room, and I thought it was funny because it took Arnold Schwarzenegger forever to recognize who it was. And it's like, okay, you think you would have recognized the voice immediately, but oh well. But here's where he's giving him the mission and telling him what it's all about.
Right, and once again, great acting from Carl Weathers, just like jovial and like, oh, you know, like, give it up, Dutch, you know, like, and he's all like, but then he goes to dead serious immediately as he's like, this is the mission, people are dying, this is serious, and it's a really nice context because one of the things that I notice about Carl Weathers is he can act with his eyes, and not every actor can.
Well, and to be honest, Arnold Schwarzenegger is not that good of an actor, so it kind of helps balance it out.
Totally. I like this interplay too with the team just introducing where we've got Billy and we've got I mean Mac.
Yeah,
who else do we got?
And that's also off camera too, to get people chemistry wise. They did that off screen to develop the camaraderie off screen.
I'm sure these guys got along great, right? That would have been nice to hang out. Probably drank a few.
Yeah. Then another meme is coming up here with the guy with the mustache. The white guy with the mustache.
White guy. Yeah. But not Jesse? Or, your governor, not him?
No, not
Mr.
him.
Ventura.
Gotcha.
Hey, Lemon Pie. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, he goes, you're all just a bunch of, let's just say a bunch of tree bundles.
Yes, because, right.
First. That guy.
Yeah, that's Jesse's buddy Ventura.
Oh, that is? Okay. Oh, hey, Scurvy.
Hello, Levi. Good to see you.
Yeah, the rock tour this week. You come at a totally better one this week with Jesse Ventura's line. And we got a bunch of pancakes. He says, hey, fruitcakes. And he got you, Nemesis. You got it.
He got me good.
Then you're dead. It says,
Yep.
Nemesis. And, hey, welcome the man of many words, Cody Guy. And he said, Jesse
Hey,
Ventura.
Cody Guy. Hello.
Hey, Cody Guy.
So now they're repelling into the jungle. Oh, there's a bit I wanted to mention about this too. Okay, bear with me, guys. There's a little bit of trivia on this movie I wanted to share with you guys. I thought might be related and interesting.
I'm always down for your trivia. I couldn't find very much on the DVD.
The film provided a variety of hardships to the actors. Now remember, everybody, they filmed this on location and basically in the jungle, so it wasn't a studio with air conditioning. Anyway, it says a variety of hardships for the actors, such as leeches, snakes, stifling humidity, heat, and rough terrain. All the night scenes were filmed during freezing cold temperatures, which was especially hard on Arnold Schwarzenegger during the latter half of the film when the mud he had to wear, which was actually pottery clay, when the mud became cold and wet, he was warned it would take his body temperature down a few degrees, but he shivered nonstop even when they tried to heat him up with lamps. It just made the clay dry out. He tried drinking Jagarti, a schnapps mixture, to warm him, but that just got him drunk. So yeah, I can imagine being out there like that. They probably were getting stung by mosquitoes and bit by everything left and right.
right? Hot and humid and muggy just in the day, and then freezing cold at night. And of course, like all of your stuff is soaked with sweat, so it's all freezing too. Like it's just even
Yep.
worse. Like
Exactly.
Sounds like a Tuesday in the summer.
oh, dude.
Well, it depends on where you live, especially the South.
You guys heard of Devil's Island, right? The famous prison. Because that's what was made it famous. Is it was an island that was really, really bad jungle. I mean, immense, to where if people escaped from the prison, the jungle would eat them alive. They wouldn't last. Nobody ever escaped from it.
Was that the French one off the African coast?
Yes. Right. That was the French one, and it was finally closed down because they said it was too cruel. And the movie Papillon with Stephen King was based on a book from a guy who claimed that he escaped there. Good movie. Here's they found a helicopter, one of them from the previous teams or missions that did not make it. So they're going up to investigate. What do you guys think about those Expendable movies? You like them or what? Because I was a fan, but I heard that last one was really bad, so I didn't bother watching it. What do you guys think?
I saw the second one, and I saw parts of the third one. The second one was okay.
Okay. Yeah, the last one I heard was woke. Even the Expendables, they had to ruin that, right?
Well, from what one critic said on the internet, it got too cartoony. The movie did.
Cartoony, but I also heard, though, that it was all focused around women.
Anyways.
Of course, we're going to have a lot of them just going through the jungle.
Yeah. Beautiful. And unfortunately, once again, because we can't listen to it, we're missing out on an amazing soundtrack.
That's right. Thank you for reminding me, Nemesis. This music is by Alan Silvestri, the same guy that did Back to the Future, among many other things. So, yes, a great soundtrack. And this, the sound effects, I'm sure it's surround sound with all the surrounds around you. Oh, my God, I'm sure it sounds amazing. Yes, definitely the soundtrack. Alan Silvestri never disappoints. And of course, he notices something. I guess I don't think he hears something because obviously we'll see here. I don't see how noise could attract him, but I was thinking, did he hear something? Did he sense something maybe?
They allude that Billy is very in tune and like, yeah, no, not at all. Billy's a fucking man. No, he's like, they lean more into his native aspect, right? Like he's a tracker. He can sense stuff. Like he's just more in tune with everything that's going on.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, the cast of this movie is great. By the way, excellent.
I gotta say, as growing up with this movie, I found that scene very disturbing.
Yeah, it's pretty good gore effects. I like it.
All right. Can we catch up on chat real quick?
Oh, great idea. If you can help me out, I would really appreciate it, sir.
Scurvy said, did I miss Jesse Ventura slurring the crew? You did, Scurvy. Dang, LOL. I know, bro.
But he's still around. He's not dead yet.
Nemesis, you read this one.
But we got the sexual Tyrannosaurus line, even though he was more like the sexual Dilophosaurus because of the spit.
No.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Is that it with the chat?
Oh, yeah. And the one thing we missed is the guy telling the joke in the helicopter there. He's one of those people that you just want to smack.
Oh, I know, right.
He'll tell a joke, but then he'll immediately have to he'll immediately explain the joke. Like, if you have to explain the joke right away, that's not that good of a joke.
That's when you know it's a bad joke when somebody has to explain it. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've known people like that. Those are the worst kind are the ones where it's a bad joke, so they have to explain it because nobody laughs, and then still nobody laughs, or the ones that they're the only ones that laugh at their jokes. It's like they don't get it. That apparently, it's not funny if nobody else is laughing.
Yeah.
And what is the name of that actor that played him? Because I'm trying to think. I know his last name's Black, but what is his first name?
Sorry, played who?
The guy that told the bad joke.
The sexual
Sure.
Tyrannosaurus? It's Jesse Ventura.
No, the one with the
the
glasses.
the skinny white guy with the glasses.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because I know he made The Predator back in 2018, I think it was, and that movie was,
Oh, Shane Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. He's also the director of Iron Man 3. That's right.
Yeah, but every time that guy tells a joke, I'm like this.
Well, I think what they do is because Mary does it twice. So the first time he tells a joke to this guy, the guy doesn't laugh, and the second time he does. So I don't know if it's like just to establish the character, give the character a little bit of depth. I don't know, maybe possible.
Yeah, it's kind of like he's the Joker of the group, in other words.
Yeah, because he's kind of like a geek. When you think about it, if you look at these guys, I mean, they all look like tough motherfuckers. They look like exactly like, like Navy SEALs or Green Berets, whatever. But the white guy, not really. Maybe he's supposed to be the brains of the outfit,
Well, I thought he was supposed to be like a computer tech there, but they don't have computers.
Yeah, so I was thinking maybe he's the brains like that, right? There's a combination.
Well, he has that stereotypical the geek of the platoon or whatever.
Exactly right.
And he is the radio operator of the group too.
Well, there you go. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know if that means
he has got to fit that stereotype.
Yeah, then
even the glasses, right?
Yeah, then you got Jesse Ventura there. What good's a Gatling gun in the middle of a jungle?
I mean, not a lot of penetration, but like it's going to cut through the foliage eventually.
Yeah.
Remember, they were told before they went on this mission that other teams had went in there and had not came out. So they were expecting the absolute worst. So that's why I like them. I mean, they're really loaded to the gills with all these guns, and I love that. They start right off the bat with kick-ass guns. Usually that's in the sequels.
Yeah, it's really it to me feels like they're an of course they're an established squad, but like I feel like Old Painless has been a part of the squad for like ever, right? Like that's just standard equipment for Jesse Ventura's character.
Yep.
Yeah, and well, they don't even use these types of guns anymore. I was talking to one they got rid of the fully automatic spray and fire things to three-round burst because they're a lot more accurate and you're not wasting your ammunition just spraying down an area. You target and you get a 3-round burst there.
All right, cool. I appreciate that. Every one of them don't fuck up again.
Yeah, and Mac was annoyed and pissed off at Dylan for messing up.
Yes. I wouldn't want to cross any of these motherfuckers. They kick my ass so fast.
Well, you did do basic training in the military. Did you, Pop?
I did. I was in the military, yes, but I definitely was not a commando like these guys. I would have been the radio operator, I guess you could say. The guy with the glasses. That would have been me.
Are you more funny than him?
I hope so. But I don't laugh at my own jokes. And by the way, if somebody doesn't laugh at my joke once, I'm not going to try it again. That's another difference.
And here they find one of their operatives being tortured and shot.
Oh, the hostages.
Yeah, one of the hostages.
Which is right there, pretty much.
Alakablam.
I don't know what nationality the bad guys are supposed to be because
It's
he
a
looked like
mix.
a white guy, but he looked like a white guy, but it was a foreign language.
No, they explained this because I remember catching it. It's a bit mixed because you got CIA. Apparently, there's some CIA assets in there, but there's also Russians, and then you got Hispanic. It's basically a bunch of mercenaries from around the world.
Oh, it's so nice. It's very diverse. Don't you love it?
Hey, just take it. Hey, some groups will just take whoever they can get.
Oh yes.
There's a lot.
Right.
There's a lot of Hispanics, but there's a couple of Russians in there for sure.
Maybe they're supposed to be like some of the toughest badasses from around the world, or something like that.
And the bad guys,
No.
and the bad guys did diversity first in this movie. It seems.
No. This is one of those that the mercenaries put mercenaries for hire on freaking Wish.
These are the kind of guys also that are not joining our military anymore. They're saying, screw that. I'm not going to go in there and surrounded by a bunch of men wearing dresses and transformers. So that's the problem is these kind of people are not joining the military anymore. And that's one of the problems the military is having right now.
Anyways.
Well, there's
carrying on.
It's a weak men time in our history right now, and we need strong men.
Yes.
I say we just duke the whole thing. Get her over.
There you go.
Get her over.
There you go. Perfect, Gorilla. It's then gonna be the Planet of the Apes for you. I'll be dead. And you guys can let that happen. But I do like this scene where they disable the Claymore, and then Buddy comes up and does the classic. He's whistling at the dude, and guy's just like, "What the fuck?" And you get stuck. And there you go. Just amazing.
Right. Like, you should be trained up that when you hear some weird whistling, don't go looking for it like that, right?
Well,
it's a trap. It's a trap,
dude. Right. Well, I was waiting for you to play the button, Gorilla, but that's fine.
Oh, fine. Here you go.
It's a trap.
I was waiting for another one. I was saving another one here.
Oh, we'll do it. It's Admiral Akbar can show up more than once.
I guess. Yeah, I was going to say. I guess there's several times in this movie the trap.
No, I was waiting for something else here. They were wondering what the hell is he even doing. He cuts the belt to something there, and then he lifts it up and just sets this thing down.
Right.
I think the belt was to a water pump, or to bring out water in the area.
It was some kind of pump. Yeah, right. Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Then he wheels it down here, and the whole time it was like this, right?
Pittsburgh. Nothing to see here, please.
That's what I was saving. The whole thing just goes up, and they're just going crazy with the grenades.
Basically, all hell breaks loose right now.
Right. And I love this movie. Definitely does not fall short when it comes to the pyrotechnics.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's fantastic.
I always wonder, are military grade explosives that powerful, or is that just movie effects?
I'm sure
it's just movie effects.
No, they got stuff that can make explosions like that in the military.
Now,
no, back in the 90s we still did.
Well, this is the 80s.
He has.
I'll take your word for it, Gorilla. I ain't no American.
Well, you gotta remember, Nemesis. The military has stuff we won't find out about them having for 20 years.
This is true. Very true. Dylan, go get him.
They have a lot of stuff we'll never know about.
I love all the angles too. Like the cinematography in this movie is fantastic. Like this shot here, just classic top down, dudes falling on fire into the water. Beautiful. Like classic 80s. Love it.
Exactly right. All the cliches. It's perfect. Surprised there isn't a car chase scene.
I wonder how many bullets they used in this whole scene here. Because they're just spray firing the whole damn thing up. Each guy got 20, 25, 30 bullets.
Oh, a few thousand at least. Well, no, probably a few hundred at most here.
You know, it's another thing,
Right, like-
guys. These are real gunfires, and remember, this is what they're phasing out in Hollywood. They want to replace it all with CGI, and that's really thanks to Baldwin, dumbass.
Well, a lot of times did they just use blanks?
And here
They used
comes
blanks,
another
but at
meme.
least it was a real. They used blanks, but at least it was a real blast coming out of the barrel, and you could see that the guns actually had a kick when the people pulled the trigger. And it's going to look fake from now on, and there won't be any kick. It won't look realistic at all, put it that way.
More classic one-liners.
You might got to give him a classic one-liner before you kill him, right?
Which was
There's two one-liners within like 30 seconds.
Yeah, he said like stick right there or something like that.
Stick
Yeah,
around.
sorry, guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
stick
it's hard
around.
to when we have to show slides. It's hard to catch all the dialogue, so I appreciate that, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. And of course, they find the girl. I'm glad nobody tried to
Anna.
have sex with her. It's like, what a relief that they did. So she's just there to basically warn them, but at least they didn't try to have sex with her, which is good.
She's cute too.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
Not when the shit's... Well, yeah, no, because they had the window. I mean, that's like... They didn't even want to bring her with them. They're like, she's going to rat us out as soon as they can. As soon as she can. Like,
Exactly right, which is true if the circumstances were different, I guess.
you got time to duck? There you go, OG. We missed OG's line, but it's okay.
And here comes the unveiling of the lies and the truth right
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
Yes.
I think I figured out what was really off about this whole movie.
What's that?
Every time we see the helicopters flying over the jungle there, we did not hear Fortunate Son.
Oh, you're right
This
about
isn't
that.
Vietnam.
Oh, it's not Vietnam. Gotcha.
Not Vietnam, no. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a soda. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
bro.
Well, he's grabbing the
What-
soda. Let's catch up on the
Chatty
chat.
time.
And Scurvy here says, where is it a Gatling gun helpful is the question. You are correct, Scurvy. You are correct. I redact my statement. Then give Breaker a break. Then sage words there, Scurvy. And hey, Edge. And we got Taylor laughing about something here. And Scurvy said, did they play the song from the helicopter as things blew up? They didn't. They should have. What song was that? Fortunate Son?
Probably. No, it's not Vietnam. Wrong part of the world, wrong era.
Yeah. Other Greg says, great cast. 80s chapters use Talking Heads music. And LDG says, get to the chopper. All right, everybody has to drink. Everybody has to drink.
Fine, I'll take a hoot. And hi, LDG, good to see you, dude.
Oh, then I have to be right back here.
And there is some truth to Dylan's lines that he says here. Military personnel are expendable, especially the enlistment. They're grunts of the military. They are. You may hate to hear it, but someone has to do the dirty work in the army, or the.
That's been the way forever. Like it's nothing new. Like it's. If anything, Dutch is just, I don't know.
Another cog in the machine.
Yeah.
Well, of course, they're all cogs in the machine. Even
Yeah,
the general who's flying,
Just
Then,
taking
Right,
he
orders.
understands.
That Scurvy here says, Long Tall Sally has an upbeat song on the helicopter ride, I believe. Okay. And here, because of Pickles here.
Hail
Oh no,
LDG.
let's not turn this into a drinking stream. That's like a Saturday thing.
It's Tuesday.
Oh god, it's like the worst day.
How well are you at holding your liquor, Gorilla?
Hey, there's a reason they used to call me Nemo in high school. Well, it's more like Finding Nemo, but that's a whole different song.
Can you hold your liquor or not? Mostly.
Never mind. There's a reason
Yeah,
they call
yeah,
me
anyways.
Nemo. All right.
Yeah, carrying on.
And there he is.
So-
Reinforcement
Right.
that line
Yeah,
right there.
carrying on. You're right. Okay.
An expendable asset. And it pains him too, though, because like once again, you're looking at look at Carl Weathers' eyes. Like he's like he hates the truth. He's like because he wants to live.
Right.
And they're friends.
They're friends, right? So he didn't want to have to betray his friend. Yeah.
But he had to because he had a job to do.
Yeah, well, and he's like because is it this the part where he's like my men were on that chopper? Like this isn't just. Like this is personal to me too, Dutch. Like I've already lost my men. Now I'm sending you in here. Like, I don't know. I feel for Carl and for Dylan in this situation. And of course, we got the beautiful visual effects here.
Yeah. Definitely heat signature.
And like, right, and the fact that he's recording them and like listening in, and he's like figuring out what they are.
So
Do
is
they
this
establish that the predator understands English? Does it understand what they're saying?
Well,
At the end, it kind of repeats it, right? At the end, it repeats what Arnold Schwarzenegger says. I don't know if you guys remember that or not.
Well, it is kind of it is kind of inferred in the movie that the predator has been there for a while, and it picks up sounds and words of the locals, and he tries to vocalize them, but he also imitates them too.
Yeah. So is he supposed
It's
to be
a
like an
mimicry
advanced
thing.
scout? Is he supposed to be like an advanced scout?
No, he's a hunter. He's a youngling who has come to this planet. He's earning his stripes. He's hunting. Like, unfortunately, we don't get a lot of predator lore in this film, but as it stands right now, he's just a lone hunter. And they show up. He's not the first one to show up. This isn't like he's been here forever. They only show up, which they'll talk about later in the movie, but they only show up in the hottest years. And they come for hunting. And then,
the girl says that a little later on.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes the men will disappear. Sometimes there will be much worse. Like, yeah, so it's alluded to that they're used as mimicry. Like, what he's doing right now, he's learning, like, Billy's laugh right there, and he's recording it. And it regurgitates later on at the end of the movie. Yeah. But I don't think he really, like, understands. He's not going to be like when he responds back to Arnold and mimics what he says. I don't think he understands what he's actually saying.
Right, I think he's just like a mockingbird. I think he's just repeating it, right, like a parrot.
Totally. It's not to say that he's not smart. The Ujita are incredibly intelligent creatures, but
yeah. Plus, to sort of put a little lore from the franchise and from other sources, the predator species. They're out for the most dangerous game, and when you're a highly intelligent alien species looking for the most dangerous game, what's more dangerous? What's the most dangerous prey? A human, because they're crafty and they're intelligent, and you want a real challenge. That's why they go after humans. They want a real challenge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we're the apex on the planet until the AVP movies kick in.
And this is a scene where the guy with the glasses tells him a joke for a second time, and he does laugh.
Well, it's a slightly different joke, but I can't remember what it was.
It's about the echo. It's about the echo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I've had a funnier version of the joke there that came.
Well, they weren't. Yeah, they were kind of groan-inducing, I guess. They weren't exactly the best.
Yeah. Well, mine was like we were talking about after this. What woman in Britain there gave birth to like a 15-pound baby there naturally. I made the joke. Oh, I wouldn't want that after she gave birth to that. You go down on her and just be like, hello, 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 hello.
So I like how it interprets our voice in their language on the side there.
And that is a great shot right there. Right, that is a great shot.
So he has a universal translator.
No, it's recording. It's just like if you've ever recorded music and seen the spectrum, it's basically that. It's just in his species' own spectrum, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and we learn later that his species see the infrared spectrum compared to us, where we see the normal light spectrum, or however you call our eyesight range.
Man, come on, my video player's acting funky. Hold on, guys.
It's all good. We got any more chat, Gorilla?
Like two here. Scurvy says, I'll be getting some beer out shortly. Good for you, Scurvy. He says, Gorilla can hold his liquor right up to his mouth, obviously.
Hey,
Oh, that sounds good. I wish I was doing that tonight.
The beautiful scenery. And this is one of the things that you can't, of course, recreate in studios. Like, it's just gorgeous.
Yep, exactly,
Absolutely gorgeous.
Not to mention, yeah, exactly. It looks real and it saves a lot of money. Just go and shoot actually on location.
Does that actually save money if they have to fly all the way to a jungle like that?
Well, you're paying for the expense, obviously, of shipping them all out there, but compare that to dressing up an entire studio, and especially, and then try to make it look realistic. Where they're not, you guys have seen those low budget things where it's shot in a studio and you can see they're walking around the same area over and over and over and over.
Like Gilligan's Island?
Like Gilligan's Island, lost his face, and many other stuff, right?
Yeah, Gilligan's Island, you can tell those are fake plants.
They just move them around every week, depending on whatever the script calls for.
Right now, we just get some character moments between Blaine and Mac, which is really touching. Like, they're talking about being in other jungles just like this, but it's never been like as hot or as gnarly of a jungle as this jungle is.
Yes.
And is this the scene where is it? I'm trying to think of the Native American's name right now. Yeah, him. This is where he says there's something off. Yeah, there's something off about this area right here. He sees something. Yeah, right. Billy. Yeah, it is. I forgot his name momentarily. He's good. Billy is, because he knows there's something in there.
Yeah, but Billy's got like. Go ahead.
But he just does not want to believe it. That's why he's scared right now a little bit.
I don't think it's not that he doesn't want to believe it. It's that he doesn't understand what it is, and that's why he's freaked out about it.
Right, and he's not used to something that totally terrifies him, where he can't tell what it is. He's probably used to, he's encountered everything, and when you encounter something where you absolutely don't know what it is, that's what scares him the most, I'm guessing.
Well, right, because it's human-like, but it's translucent. It's triggering some primordial sense. Like, so yeah, he's just like, he's stuck in fear. It's why he's subconsciously playing with his talisman around his neck. Like, when Dutch comes up and puts his hands on him, Billy looks like he would have killed him if it wasn't Dutch, probably.
Oh yeah, totally agree. Hello, PvP, how you doing there?
Oh, not too bad. A little later than I hoped to be, but I got too tired to watch the entire movie last night, and I thought, well, I need to get sleep. So I finished watching the last, I guess probably the last hour, I guess I just ended up watching. And wow, what a film.
You've seen it before, right?
Never.
Oh,
really?
No?
Oh, my goodness. Oh. Amazing.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah. It's a very good movie. Yeah, I don't know. Somehow I managed to miss a lot of Arnie's movies back in the day for whatever reasons. But yeah, this is one of the best, I'd say.
Oh, I'm glad you liked the PvP. And hello.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was superb. I mean, it was excellent from beginning to end. There wasn't any filler. There were no real weak points. It wasn't just the great action all the way through the film, but it was just as much the suspense, the way they build the suspense throughout the movie too, that really, had me basically riveted to the movie, screen the whole way through. So yeah.
Yeah.
Here comes the first human alien kill right here.
And I almost forgot. I can't believe it. I really apologize. First of all, everybody, I forgot to mention Stone Racket's not feeling well. That's why he's not here tonight.
Oh,
So I wanted to send. If you're listening to Stone Rocket, if you're up to it, I hope you get better soon, buddy, and join us. You're sadly missed. So yeah, he says he feels kind of like a flu-like symptoms, and yeah. So I hope he gets better soon.
Yeah, totally. Feel better, bud.
Yeah. Hopefully you feel better in a few days, Sir Stone Rocket. So the aliens, the effects of the aliens' vision, what kind of technology were they using back in the day when they made this film?
You mean how did they achieve the effect?
Yeah, how did they achieve the effect of what the alien was seeing through its eyes?
Well, for what I hear in the movie, they wore some type of heat suits. They put those on, then when they got really hot, they took them off and they ran in front of a certain camera, and their heat exploded like that.
Cool. Thank you.
No, but I don't know what type of camera they use though. Maybe a infrared camera that sees in the infrared spectrum or something. I don't know.
I would guess it wasn't just a regular camera, maybe a special lens or something, perhaps.
Possibly, yeah.
But yeah, it was a very cool effect. That's for sure.
Oh, and he finds what's left of this guy.
This may be a little disturbing question, but what exactly was that?
Ribs look like me.
Or part of his liver or something.
Yeah. There was
like
some bones,
intestines.
a little bit of gore. Yeah.
Well, because like what we get to see later on, afterwards in the panning shot upwards, he's been gutted like you would gut a wild animal. And those two kills were up.
Right. They say, where the hell is his body? So yeah, he definitely dismembered.
Yeah, the Predator.
Well, it's not dismembered though, because he's still got his arms, his legs, and whatnot. But he's been gutted like you would to get rid of the entrails, because that's what you're supposed to do when you kill an animal. You get rid of the insides, and then you take the skin, and then you take the trophy, whether that's the horns or the skull or whatever it is. That's what a hunter does.
Yeah, it seems like it's definitely a trophy hunter for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, the Predator is out for the most dangerous game on the planet they're hunting, and what's more dangerous than a human on this world that they're hunting on?
Right.
And of course, he's hunting the best of the best, which the Predators like it that way. They want a real challenge, not just an easy victory. They want a challenge to test their skills.
And these guys, of course, still have no idea, no clue what it is.
Hey, welcome, Boomer.
Hello, Boomer. Good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. Glad you could join us.
Hello.
Hey, Boomer.
Is Jason Ventura, is that a grenade launcher at the bottom of the minigun, or is that just the handle he's holding on the bottom of the minigun?
Get a good look at it. I hadn't thought about that.
This is a Gatling gun, so I doubt it has the grenade launcher.
Yeah, just a Gatling gun. But I like that shot because it shows that Dutch sees some movement to his right, and it appears to be the snake. But what we see the snake sliding right past is a river of blood. And then it starts panning up, and this is the shot that I was talking about, where it pans up, and we get to see Hawkins' body hanging from the top. And he's still got his arms and legs. He hasn't been skinned yet, but yeah, he has been gutted. So that was his entrails on the ground. Same with when we saw the three soldiers earlier in the helicopter, all of their entrails were on the ground too. That's what Mac ended up pulling the dog tags out of and throwing to Dutch.
Right there.
You know what I really love about the way they did that scene is, instead of going for a cheap jump scare type of scene, they actually build the suspense by the camera moving heading up the tree until we finally do see the body. And I thought that was much more effective than any jump scare could have ever been.
Yes.
Totally. Well, and not only that, it shows that they're never going to find his body. Like, even if they kind of looked up, they'd have to like look to see him all the way up there. It's a long tracking shot. It's one of my favorites in the movie.
And here, Mac wounds the alien.
This is the scene where I'd wonder how many bullets did they fire, like how many rounds they shoot here.
Your tax dollars at work, folks.
Right.
Yeah, I started to wonder by the end of by the time we got well into the film, like how many bullets did these guys actually bring with them into the jungle, and how many bullets can a human being physically carry before they collapse? I thought that was kind of one of the funny parts of the film. It kind of made me laugh, actually.
Well, the Gatling gun there, that belt's 9 yards long, so that's where you get to saying the whole 9 yards.
I always thought that was a football term.
No, the whole 9 yards refers to the standard belt size of
that's correct.
Of an ammunition belt is 9 yards, and they tell you that it's given the whole 9 yards.
By the way, how many pounds would a Gatling gun weigh? Because I'm guessing you got to be a pretty strong dude to pack one of those things around.
20
a lot of
pounds.
steel, yeah. It's a lot of steel.
20.
Plus the ammo.
Well,
the ammo,
well, judging by the size of the minigun chest itself, that has to weigh at least 40 pounds.
Hey, welcome, Herc.
Hey, Herc.
Hello.
Well, here's a good time to catch up on chat here.
Thank you, Gorilla.
Scurvy says, LGG. LGG says, get better, buddy.
Hey,
and Scurvy said the original script had Jesse Ventura calling everyone slack-jawed bundles of sticks 10 more times. JK. And Fairly Boomer says they need more gore.
I wouldn't complain. I would never enough gore.
I hint that might be a bit of sarcasm.
Yeah, Scurvy says, wait a minute, Phantom there, Pie. It says there's no such thing as too much ammo. You're correct on that. And many bullets. Mini bullets.
That's right.
We're all caught up.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura, I never thought he was really much of an actor, but he was good in this film, I gotta say.
Nope.
Yes.
He was my governor.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
I figured that would have given you brownie points for the movie at the very least, Gorilla.
Right.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jesse Ventura. There's a joke going around like a song that's called "I'm from Minnesota." It says, and the craziest thing we did was elect Jesse Ventura.
Well, we did in California. Not me personally, but Arnold Schwarzenegger, California.
One of the things that I've always noticed and wondered is how people didn't notice the phosphorescent blood.
I know only the girl did. Later on, she brings it up. I thought about that too. And these guys are like professionals. Some of them are even trackers.
Well,
how did Billy not see that?
I'm guessing perhaps since she's familiar with the jungle because she's probably lived there all her life. She probably notices these little things that the others might not notice because she knows when something is weird, out of place, and does not belong there. And that's why I think she picks up on it right away. Whereas
that's a good point.
The rest, they're all hunting the enemy at this point, right? That's what they're focused on, right? Saving their lives, literally saving their skins, and that's what they're focused on. At least that's the way I interpret it. Yeah.
Pop, in the trivia that you were able to scrounge up, is there anything that tells about how AC Ventura had
what's going on here?
Bigger arm muscles than Arnold?
I'm gonna bring that up. Did your guys' screen look normal?
Yes.
It looks fine here.
Yeah.
Mine looks fine.
Mine's acting funny. Okay, all right. Good point. You're talking about Jesse. Okay, yes, I have something I want to read here. Jesse Ventura was delighted to find out from the wardrobe department that his arms were 1 inch bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger's. He suggested to Schwarzenegger that they measure arms with the winner getting a bottle of champagne. Well, Ventura lost because Schwarzenegger had already told the weapons department, the wardrobe department, to tell Ventura that his arms were bigger. So yeah, he
Oh,
actually finished
sneaky.
the invisibility cloaking effect was achieved with a bright red suit because it was the farthest opposite of the green of the jungle and the blue of the sky. The size of
Oh.
so it was a red suit. The red was removed with chroma key techniques, leaving an empty area. The take was then repeated without the actors using a 30% wider lens on the camera. When the two takes were combined optically, the jungle from the second take filled in the empty area. Because the second take was filmed with a wider lens, a vague outline of the alien could be seen with the background scenery bending around its shape. So that was an all practical in-camera effect. You know, because obviously, guys, this is before CGI, right? So you got to give him credit for that, huh?
Very,
ingenuity, yes.
yeah, very
Yeah.
ingenious for sure.
And Hercure answers our question. The Dillion Arrow M134 weighs 85 pounds. I got to shoot
Jeez.
from a MH-53J Super Jolly Green Giant when I was active duty.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Can you imagine running around through the jungle like a crazy man packing that thing? Like, holy man, that's crazy. Wow.
Well, at least they
Well,
light
85
their
pounds plus the ammo.
Oh,
well, at least
that's
they light their
yeah.
load here when they just basically unloaded the whole thing.
what-
Then
Yeah, you're right about that.
Well,
Go ahead.
yeah, Boomer here just says "Rumble in the Jungle."
Dutch's line, Arnold Schwarzenegger's line, that is, "Get to the chopper," is Arnold
Oh.
Schwarzenegger's personal favorite catchphrase out of all of the films he has appeared in.
Oh, it's a good
No.
one. It's a good one.
it is.
I was
I guess-
surprised I was surprised it came so early in the film, though. I was expecting, run to the chopper to be like the climactic scene or something, right? But it's like, nope. But it's still great.
I was about to say that.
Taking another shot. What's going on here?
Oh shoot! I
Well,
broke the shot glass.
Oh, okay.
Oh, careful, careful. No, his friend just kicked the bucket. His friend died. So he's just like doing a little memorial.
Yeah. Well, that was a nice touch too. I mean, like these hardened, veterans, commandos, whatever you want to call them, they do have their humanity still. So yeah.
And
Right?
here-
Just establishing that they're friends. They've been through the shit together, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's a bond that you can't build through anything else.
Oh, I imagine so. Yeah, I imagine when your
Yeah.
your lives depend on each other as a unit. Yeah, I would imagine that's very true.
Well, when you guys have been through hell and back, and you have a partner there or friends there, of course there will be a bond there.
Totally. So I love this scene just for the whole visual aspect where he like pulls out the med kit, and it's like scientific but brutal all at the same time. You're just like,
Yes.
oh man, like when he does the pinch shut to cauterize or to pinch shut the artery, you're just like, oh man, like even he screams, and like she's freaked out, Billy's freaked out. Nobody else really pays attention to it, but like the two most sensitive people are just like, yeah, that's not good. What the hell is that?
Like something inhuman is out there.
I do like the way that the Predator was loaded down with all kinds of technology from its world, right? I thought that was very cool, and the little scenes like that where it's repairing itself just added another layer of depth to the cool tech angle of the Predator.
The one thing
Well,
that
and-
sort
yeah.
of, the one thing that sort of
Go
bugged
ahead,
me
Dan.
the one thing that sort of bugged me about the Predator is like, if they're out to look for the most dangerous game and all that, why do they need their cloaking device then? If they want a challenge, should they go without their cloaking device, or are they trying to make a challenge for the prey to search for them and kill them?
It's a test.
I think
For that,
my answer would be the cloaking device is just another tool, another weapon.
Yeah.
But
If you can have the upper hand, why not?
that's
Yeah.
the thing. I think it is all about winning and getting its trophies. I don't think it really wants a fair fight. I mean, I think it's a predator and it wants its trophies and it doesn't care what kind of thing it has to use to get them. At least that's the way I.
A little bit, but not really, because I've got a huge sense of honor among this creature, like this particular predator in sense.
No, I didn't.
Oh, see, and I did, because like he hasn't used the laser until they pulled out the big guns, right?
Yeah.
Like the first kill was done with the glaive, just boom, straight close combat, and then they go berserk. And they whip out the minigun, the grenade launchers. They bring out the shit, and so he's like, "All right, there you go, boom." So I don't know.
He does kind of. He does kind of take people by surprise, though, and then whammo, you got a laser through your gut or whatever. So I don't know.
True. Yeah, I know that's fair. Like, I'm not saying he's like a white knight, but I'm not saying he's a mindless creature who's like, bah. No, I think it's just like.
No, I never thought mindless. He's obviously very intelligent and sophisticated. I mean, he's a space traveler for crying out loud, right? So, it was the scene towards the end of the movie. We'll get, and I'll talk about it when we get there. That made me think this was definitely not an honorable creature.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, definitely, I'd love to have that discussion with you because I'm interested to see your point. Anyways, getting back to this though, we've got a beautiful, once again, Matt just reminiscing about a tale of absolute carnage where they're like, yeah, just you and me, bro. We slaughtered an entire platoon, the 32 dudes. They walked out, like we walked out, not a scratch on us, nothing. They were just charred bits of human flesh. And he's like, I'm going to carve your name into the guy who did this to you. And I'm just like, whoa, chilling.
I think it's great because it adds depth to their characters. I'm glad the movie takes the time to do this here.
Well, it was also a good leading into the coming events in some scenes a little ways in, where he's kind of his passion for his deceased friend. The passion starts to kind of turn against him eventually, which I found an interesting plot twist.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. It drives him into doing things that he wouldn't normally do. Excuse me. The grief that he's trying to hold back and whatnot. Like even just this scene where he's just like he had the chance. He thought that he was killing this dude, and he didn't even know what it was. It could have been like anything.
And then they say he killed the pig.
Couldn't have found something bigger. Fuck you, man. But then they're like, oh, what about the girl? And they run back to her, and they're like, well, she's absolutely terrified. Like, what the hell happened? And then, boom, Blaine's body is gone.
Yeah, I don't think she'd be running out there on her own after what's happened. So, yeah, makes perfect sense.
And is this where they find out that using the trees and he's getting like a hunter right here in this scene?
No, not yet.
Oh yeah, now this is right here. They found out he's in the trees, and by some plot convenience, she learns to speak English real fast.
Well, I think she knew how to speak English the whole time. She was just playing them.
Yeah, I think that he was suspicious, and this is where he's finally calling her on it.
Yeah, because I think she was trying to pass off as the naive local who knows nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
right. You're. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, considering the people she was hanging around with near the beginning of the movie, that they basically all wiped the rest of them out, and she was the only one pretty much left. She obviously must know a lot of things that maybe aren't too savory. She's probably been through a lot of stuff, because I got the feeling they were not exactly friendly dudes in that camp. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like a villa that was just taken over by the militia, and she was just one of the like local villagers there that just had to deal with the takeover. They're like, yeah, we're here now. And they're like, okay. Yeah, no, I think it's because it's like, yeah, you witnessed the slaughter of everyone, and then you're taken by this group of people. So yeah, I wouldn't be, I don't know. I'd be doing as very little to do anything right? Like, I'd just be focused on staying alive, not tricks or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just out of curiosity, is English the international language nowadays? Is English the international language?
Yes and no. Depends on where you go. Like if you go through most of Europe, you'll find a lot of English speakers, but I'm pretty sure most of Africa and the Middle East don't speak English. Southeast Asia doesn't speak English.
No, but in the majority of the world, English is more common. Most common.
Because I probably maybe some of the Latin American countries speak English since it's our backyard essentially.
Oh, there's another scene. This is another scene with the razor, where it kind of indicates his mental stability is starting to ebb.
Yes.
He's itching for a fight, and he wants revenge real fast. That's why he did the shape like that.
I don't think that's quite what that means, but I did like the fact that it was a real razor that he actually, like, you can tell that was real. He, like, broke the razor himself. You're just like, oh, shit.
And here's where she's explaining that this has happened before when it gets hot, that they've had people disappear and get hunted and all this kind of stuff. So they're kind of building some of the background lore.
Yeah, and that's sort of my point that I was making earlier. The predator has been here for a long time. It has been hunting a lot of things. So it's looking for where the prey it is. This is.
Go ahead. Yes, the predator species has been around for quite a while. It's not, I don't think it's this specific one.
What I did like about that scene we just saw with the girl doing the backstory stuff, I love the way they've had the camera focused on her through the entire scene practically, and it was only at the last bit that they focused it onto Arnold, right?
Right.
So I thought that was a nice touch, leaving Arnold out of focus in the background. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
And he was paying attention to her too.
Oh yeah, you could tell that. Yeah.
And of course, you need bait for a trap. You can't have a trap without no bait, can you?
I don't know. I've caught fish on bare hooks before.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can. There are plenty of traps that don't need bait. Just depends on the type of trap you set. But if you want to make your trap more tantalizing, bait would certainly help.
So here's where they catch it in the net, but not for long, right?
Well, and it's interesting to see how close it got to Dutch. It was right behind him.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is it caught it in the net, but nobody started shooting, so it could escape.
Well, plus it sure tells you the intelligence of the predator too, how he gets out of it. Or maybe just random chance the predator shoots the right area of the log where where it's tied up, and he drops the net, and he gets out of it.
Well, remember also, even if they were to start shooting at the predator, he does have body armor.
Somewhat armor, but not a lot.
But not completely, right? Not completely. They can eventually get through it, right? But it's probably like a light armor, not totally bulletproof.
I don't think he has anything, Pop. He's got the helmet, he's got the pauldrons, and that's it.
Right there.
Okay.
He's got no button, certainly nothing on his body, that's for sure. But
okay, gotcha. I always thought he had armor, but you're probably right.
Yeah,
but helmet is probably so he could breathe. Maybe no, I guess not.
Well, here's some more trivia if you guys want to know. And
there it is. Get to the chopper.
Well, there you go, Gorilla.
Almost missed it, guys.
You brought this on yourself.
Shame.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a bad influence, Nemesis.
I know.
So
I never claimed not to be.
So does Gorilla have to take a shot every time somebody says, "Get to the chopper"?
Hey, that one doesn't count because he's working out for Nemesis.
Can I say my point now?
I don't think you're stopping yet. Go for it.
As I was saying, the trivia, some more trivia and lore on this, that the predator species, they're more durable than humans. They can take a lot more damage than humans can. Plus, for the question why you were asking why he wears a mask, in the lore it says that the predators kind of have a slightly different atmosphere than our homeworld does, so they needed to breathe through the mask. I mean, they can survive in our atmosphere, but not for too long without a breathing assistance.
Gotcha.
Oh.
You okay, Gorilla?
Yeah. So, anyways, PvP. Getting back to you were talking about how his mental state is the downfall of his own hubris, and how here we go. This is just another great scene. Dylan recognizes that Max losing it. Like he's yeah.
He left all his weapons behind. It's like, what?
And I mean, like, I get it, because, like, he's lightening the load. You're, like, running up, like, a 50-degree angle hill in the jungle in, like, blazing heat. Yeah, you're gonna rip off that shit to go chase this thing down that killed your friend.
Also,
I'm amazed he took the time to do it, though.
Also, it may eliminate a lot of noise. There might be, like, a lot of jingling and stuff like that if you're carrying that stuff. Maybe use, like, like stealth mode.
Oh, for sure.
Because here's where we find out he's not really crazy. He actually does see it. At first, with a carlweathers character, I can't remember the name, but he thinks, okay, this guy's crazy. He's not Dylan, right? He thinks this guy's crazy. He's nuts. But then he actually sees it, right?
Yeah, and we see that the alien is mostly visible, not totally visible. If you look very closely in the environment, you could spot the alien. But you gotta have a good eyesight for it. Like right there, there it is.
All right.
Yeah, it's like a displacement cloak.
Yeah, can we catch up on chat real quick?
That'd be great. Thank you.
Boomer says, Herc, I bet you held it in one hand. ALC USAF guys do that.
Oh, interesting.
Then I'm not sure what this is supposed to be.
Shot
glasses.
It son of
Another drink, Gorilla.
Oh, it says, get to the chopper. Is this one? Oh, I assumed it was a kindergarten cop. No, it's every movie Arnold's been in. Even when he goes back to 10,000 BC, he still brings a chopper back in time with him just so he can say, get to the chopper.
Is that whiskey or rum you're having?
Tequila, Rose, and Bailey's.
Is that hotter than rum?
No, it's creams. They're liqueurs. Then Oiler Greg says, nice, Herc. And Scurvy says, they did use those in Vietnam, Herc. Then Oiler Greg says, Doc Predator is the best doctor in the jungle. Well, it's either that or you get a voodoo doctor. Pick your pick.
I'll take the Predator doctor.
Yeah, Oiler Greg says, more of a combat bag, I suppose.
Oh, nice.
Then Greg cheers. Greg cheers. Kirby says, why didn't they set out a banana peel? That's in the scene. That's in Predator 2. Oh. Right in the head. Yeah, right.
Dude, and it's like he's like, oh, what's this laser thing? And he like puts his face like right up to it, and it's just like, wow. I mean,
yeah, you think you'd know better, but oh well.
Yeah. When you see the laser, you move, not go. Oh, I wonder what this shiny red thing is on me here. And
that was bad. Yeah.
Yeah. And Edge of Time says cross-eyed and painless or life during wartime, Greg. Free chopper rides for eligible participants. All right, we're all caught up with chat.
Thank you, sir.
And we have the big reveal that Mac's been taken care of.
Yep, he didn't make it.
Yeah, so now he's thinking, I am probably not going to make it either. Oh, crap.
What I find surprising is that Mac's wound from the plasma caster is not worse, because if you look at the effects they did, that was actually a big blast and a lot of blood that came from that shot. And yet,
oh yeah,
and yet there's not much in that shot they show Mac in though.
No, that's a good point. They do show even later his skull on the big reveal, and there's a big gaping hole in it. So yeah, and it's like right in the center. So yeah, there should have been something. But I love that effect right there, where the hands, the finger's still pulling the trigger, so it's still firing off the MP5.
It's muscle. Right. It's muscle memory. Muscle memory.
But of course, he's not done yet. He's still.
He has one gun left, but he's too late.
Right, one arm down, next one to go. Right.
But I mean, hey, good for him. He gets 2 shots off before he gets skewered.
Yeah. No, but I figured out why they can't aim worth the crap in this movie and hit the thing. They're all firing from the hip. They're not when we're actually taking aim. They're all just firing from the hip.
That's what they were trying to pose for the camera.
Well, and I think it's funny, right? Because they all have MP5. A lot of them have MP5s, which would just be really easy to just whip the shoulder mount out. I loved this scene growing up. Like, this was always a badass death to me. Like, even though it was just like, yeah, he knows he's going to die. But at the same time...
Final stand.
Yeah. Well, and he's on a bridge, right? He's buying time for his friends. Like, he understands that this is it. Like, what an honorable death sequence, too. And, like, oh, my God.
Exactly.
Oh, it was great. But I think it also, to me, proved a point that the Predator's not honorable at all. He's going in for an easy kill with this one, right? Because he knows, a guy with a knife.
To me, and I've always envisioned a PvP as like the glaive comes out and they have a hand-to-hand final stand on the bridge, and Predator kills him. Exactly. Bye-bye, Billy. Yeah, I never took it as like, oh, he came out and blasted him with the glaive. Sorry, Dad, go ahead.
The point about the Predator is that even though he fights unfair, he tries to make the ground somewhat even. Like if a human has a knife, instead of using his caster, he uses his wrist blades to finish them off, because a blaster's too quick and easy for it. That's why if it's a knife fight, he uses his wrist blades to finish the job. Yeah,
and there's my sense of him having a sense of honor, being like, okay, well, you know what, some honor, like, yeah, once again, not a white knight, but because even Arnie even says, and once again, here we go, main character immunity. He takes out the, like, instead of blasting a hole in his chest like poor old Blaine got, Dutch gets to live, but that's okay, because I mean, it's Arnie's movie.
The power of
there you go. Armor. Gorilla. Oh, Gorilla.
Oh, let me go back here. I don't want to miss it. There we go.
There we go.
I wish we could play the sound. I should have recorded that.
If it makes you feel better, any better, Gorilla, I am taking Hoots to match you.
There you go.
I never heard of Hoots. What's that sort of?
Hot. I wish I was doing both of those actually right now, but no. For me, it's just Pepsi.
Well, you could always break out your honey flavored whiskey or rum.
Yeah, I did. But I still have that whiskey I haven't opened, and I still have the stuff I bought before that. Anyway, well.
Oh, I loved this tracking shot. Oh my God.
Yeah, we hurt Nemesis.
Yeah, I know. There you go. Well, I tried to keep it covert, but
right, Nemesis is holding it in.
Yes.
Oh, so you didn't pull Bill Clinton and not inhale, or who?
Right.
Bro, I always inhale.
That was Bill Clinton. That was Bill Clinton that said he smoked pot, but he didn't inhale.
So, yeah, I think so. He's such an
idiot.
Idiot.
Totally. Oh man, so I always loved this particular jump too
But in all reality, his legs would have been broken. And then he would have died underneath this waterfall from constantly getting shoved under from the pressure of the waterfall.
Oh, 100%. Like, well, in that first shot where they like show him going over, and there's like a bunch of land that he would have landed on first. He wouldn't have hit the water. He would have hit like the trees and like rolled down the hill and like then would have ended up in the water and then would have like flown down the waterfall. Yeah,
no, but just the impact on the like the reason like when people jump off the Golden Gate Bridge they don't survive is from the impact of the water, not because they drown.
I've heard a lot of people drown because they go right to the bottom and then they hit the mud in the bottom and get stuck.
You do, but the point is that speed of that height, when you hit the water, it's like hitting cement.
Yo, for sure. Yeah, but I don't think that was the height of the bridge.
Oh, no,
I think that would have been a survivable jump.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Not in this movie. And of course, here we got. Go ahead.
I just wanted to go back to the part about he would have, gone down the cliff and he would have hit the ground and the trees and everything, like before he even got to the water. And I thought that was one of the few flaws, one of the few weak shots in the whole film, where I was like, okay, come on, Arnie's dead. He's not going to make it, right? Because
Yeah. The perspective was off. It was just like, man, there's okay. I agree with you, Peter.
I think this is a great effect where the predator lands behind him.
And he's like, "Oh shit!"
Well, what I really loved about all this last part of the film was usually, the hero, is not totally almost defenseless, right? And in this whole last chase sequence that goes on for quite a while, I mean, Arnie's basically what he's got. I think a knife is about all he's got left. Weapon.
No, nothing. Well, in this scene,
doesn't he have a knife later on though? I'm sure he has.
Later on. He's got a knife. He's got a couple rounds for his grenade launcher left. He's got a couple things that he magically appears, but he's going for a sidearm, and that's what we're initially drawn to. But the knife's on the other side.
And here we see the predator weakness. And a few YouTubers did test out this theory of, like, could you cover yourself in mud and not be detected infrared? And turns out you can.
Yeah, and
now
we see
once the mud warms up, though, you think it's going to show up. I mean, when you first put the mud on, it's probably colder than the body temperature, but that mud's going to eventually warm up to match the body temperature. You would think.
I think so.
You'd think as it dries, yeah.
Yeah, as an initial point, yeah, for sure. But then again, this isn't pottery clay, though, because, like, Arnold was saying, like, when it dried, it just, like, caked and fell off. So then it would just, like, the camo would... It's a limited time camo at that point.
Yes.
And here Arnie sees the predator in all its glory and what kind of weapons it has on it. Let's see.
Oh, sorry, Jesus. I forgot to mute myself. Sorry. But now this is where we see that the predator is actually a paper tiger, because when his stuff all got wet, he completely shorted out his camouflage there. And then not only that, just a little bit of mud there. Apparently, all his heat tracking is null and void.
And this is where Arnold Schwarzenegger's character realizes that, right? He realized he didn't see him because of the mud.
Well, it's sort of the point, though. It's like you have to show everyone has some type of weakness. I mean, to make it somewhat beatable, not unbeatable for the hero to win.
Well,
right. I mean, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah. Tell it to modern writers.
Or because modern writers it'd be the last movie. What was it? Where a little girl went up against the predator, or
Prey.
I didn't want to think about it. Right, Prey. Jeez. Now we get a montage, of course, where he's building a trap.
And there's the knife that somewhat magically appeared.
I think he's always had the knife. It's the grenades that I wonder about. I'm like, where'd you get those?
You probably don't want to know.
I'm assuming in the side pouches in his pants.
I hope so.
And
I love this part, right?
Yeah,
where he just rips the spine out. Oh my god, dude, it's so cool.
Yeah, like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
No, who was it that? No, so whose spine did he rip out?
Probably Billy's.
It was Billy's.
Yeah,
it was Billy's. No, it was Billy's. They show his face. It was Billy. Yeah. So, and then he rips out Billy's spine. And there's no, it doesn't look like there's any gunfire or laser fire or anything like that. So I believe that he killed him with the glaive. or the wrist blades, I should say. The glaive is a thrown weapon. Sorry, like the crow, except different.
That's another reason I think he's less than honorable, though. Like he's basically killing sentient beings, and he doesn't really give a crap that they're sentient. He's going to trophy them anyway, right? So,
Well,
isn't that what a hunter does?
And the spine scene, yeah, but hunters don't use. Well, I guess if you hunt people in our world, it won't be a good ending for you. But
the Klingons hunt sentient beings.
Yeah, but they're Klingons.
Humans hunt sentient beings. That's kind of the point of this movie.
Yeah.
See there, right there. Where does he get those? Plot hole. I call it plot hole. No, but this scene right here. So cool. Like, and it just shows that like he's hunted some other stuff too. Like, and I mean, I think that's more of like just for show, but he likes his trophies because like he caresses this skull. Like that's Billy's skull, and he's just like, this is so nice, and I'm just like, yeah, I get it.
Like,
I kind of get it.
It's like a worthy opponent right there. Like a worthy opponent right there.
Alas, for Yorick, I knew him well.
Oh, Pop. And then, but once again, like we were talking about how Arnold can't really act with his eyes. I would disagree. Like, look at this scene. He's intense. Like, he's getting into battle mode. Like, there's a lot going on in this ritual.
Yeah, his eyes.
Well, he's not as bad as he was when he first started. You could see over the years he got better and better slowly. His acting got better, and his voice also. By the way, you look at his real earlier movies, and not only was his acting atrocious, but it was hard to understand him. So so he was able to pronounce English better as the years passed.
Yeah, his accent was so thick in those movies, probably.
Yes.
And hey, Geek Flag, welcome.
Hello, Geek Flag. Yeah, he had dialogue coaches with him on set.
I do agree with
the Geek Flag.
I agree with the eyes, though. The eye acting is really good in this scene.
Well, that's because he was stoned the whole scene.
And then
there's a shot. Yeah.
Right?
And
pretty primal.
That's
and
cool.
the war cry.
I don't know why he decides to yell, and that's like telling the bad guy right where he's at, but oh well.
That's what he wants.
That's the whole point.
He wants to draw the bad guy into his trap.
Right? I want to fight you here where I've prepared versus on your terms. You come fight me here, dude. Here's a challenge. Are you going to accept it? And of course, the Predator is going to accept it.
Yeah, and this scene is the Predator's like saying with that light, like, "Ooh, a final challenge. My wrist blades finally get to meet a worthy opponent." In that scene, basically, right there.
Yeah, and Arnold torches everything to make sure it's a nice, bright bonfire to really attract him.
Yeah. Even though the whole forest would have gone up with that.
I disagree, but I do agree. I think but I do think the fire also adds some contrast because it's going to play with the UV light, right? Or the infrared. So yeah, it's going to make it even harder for the Predator to find Arnie in this situation.
And here's a really scary scene right here where Arnold surprisingly sees, okay, he's right behind me. Yikes. And I can't, if I move, he kills me in this scene. There he is right there.
But he is covered in clay. So I guess is it a matter, does he see him? He is right behind him, but does he see him?
The Predator does not see Arnold.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, Dutch could probably think about like maybe trying to do a quick stab with the knife, but he doesn't know how strong or the Predator is. Like, because like they've fired massive rounds at it and they've hurt it a little bit, but so it's like, a knife seems like a last resort to me.
Yeah, plus Arnold does not know which end he will stab too. He might just piss off the Predator even more.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, it's just a cool scene with the Predator right next to him climbing down the tree. Like, that was pretty freaky.
Very tense.
Yep.
But I just found it a funny juxtaposition too, right? Arnie set up this entire perimeter, all these area with traps, and then it comes down right where he does. So they've got they think the exact same things. Like the hunter's coming in at this great spot, and he's hanging out at this great spot because that's where he's thinking he's going to come in. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Jesus.
And he missed.
And is this where he damages his cloaking device right here?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. And the predator's like thinking now, like, "Ooh, he found out my weakness, and he's somewhere in here. Might as well fire randomly, see if I'm able to draw him out."
Which is like a reversal from the scene earlier where they were all just blasting into the woods and they were missing them. So it's kind of like him doing the same thing in reverse.
Well, he shot where he was. He made the good shot. He fired where Arnie was, but Arnie had swung away. So
right, exactly.
It was a reactionary versus he's being hunted now, so it's different. It's a nice juxtaposition to the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, but then the predator winds up saying he sees the plant branch being waving out in his vision. He says, "Oh, there he is, found him." If you look closely in the predator's vision mode, there's a branch moving in his sight, and he sees that, and he knows that's where Arnold went by. So he knows where to hunt now.
That's an amazing costume. I love it.
Right? And see, there you go. Once again, no armor, and he's like basically wearing shorts and some pauldrons, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Pop culture. I think the reason why you thought he wore armor is because the predator is really tough to kill, and that's sort of the point. The predator is
with the helmet. Right, the helmet was what was making me think that because the helmet and it looked like arm pads or something like that.
Yeah, the helmet's pretty much for like it looks like a
elbow pad.
Symbolic for like Viking helmets, you know.
Totally.
Well,
and I think that might be an inspiration.
And the
right, as they are warriors too.
And the helmet is also to narrow down their vision a little bit to make them see better a little bit too. Because when you see when the predator takes off the helmet, he sees all infrared, and it's hard to distinguish what's what in their vision when he takes off the helmet.
Okay.
Yeah, like I won't get into sidetrack territory too much, but in the games you have multiple different visions: ultraviolet, infrared. He has more visions than just what we're seeing now. This is just the only concept they had for the movie. They're like, oh, it's got an infrared vision, and then when it takes it off, it's got a different kind of vision, right? So,
yeah, I like that. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, and they do expand it in Predator 2, how they do have different modes, and they use their gadget watch to go through the different light spectrums for them to scan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it's either infrared or Geordie's visor.
I guess
kind of.
Well, in this movie, it was a one-hit wonder basically at this point in 1987. So they were doing a one-hit wonder, and they did the infrared option in it.
And I love this part too, where the predator is back on top. He's lured Arnie into a trap. He used his own blood, which we had talked about earlier, about how has no one noticed this? Well, here's Arnie, and at nighttime, following it in, being like, I've wounded it. And then the blood trickles down behind him, and here comes the predator. And he uses basically a primitive flashbang with I think is what's left of his other grenade.
Possible.
And then has to dive into the water, and in this case loses his natural the camo that he had put on.
Yeah, and just like an emphasis of seeing in this, and well, I probably should not spoil it, or well, in this scene coming up, they show the predator, since Touch is unarmed. Basically, the predator gets unarmed basically to match him.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
You know, it's mano.
And that's what I like about it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's honorable. Catch up on the chat, bro.
No, finish what you're saying. Finish what you're saying, Nemesis.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's very honorable because like he checks out Dutch, and like Because there's a point where he could have easily killed Dutch, where he comes down with the wrist blades and it like traps Dutch. He could have just cut his head off or stabbed him or finished him off, but instead he picks him up, checks it out. And all he sees is like the last survivor, the biggest male, the squad leader, the finest specimen, and so and he notices that he's unarmed. So what does he do? He takes his helmet off. He takes his shoulder pauldron off. And later on in other films, we learn that the weapons are actually kind of sacred and important to them. So he wouldn't just toss it into a swamp. But he does that just as, I'm assuming, just as a sign to show that, hey, I'm willing to get unarmed with you as well and take you on, as you said, Pop, mono a mono. And that's why PvP, I think he's an honorable character.
Well, I see your point. I do see your point. Still, the Predator is a way lot stronger than Arnie. So
yeah, and
I'm still not convinced it's a fair fight.
Yeah, the Predator.
I didn't say anything about fair.
the Predator is about, I'm gonna say, 4 times stronger than the most athletic male, almost athletic human. They're 4 times stronger, and that's why they're able to survive massive jumps from trees. They have the extra muscle mass or extra stuff to make them not break their damn muscles like humans do.
There's a very quotable line right there.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of, the boomer says M19 1990 A4 and later M60 from copters in Vietnam. You're in Vietnam?
Oh no, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Now, Boomer, I got a question for you. When you were in those chopters there, what was Fortunate Son constantly playing in the background as you're flying through there? A serious question. And Scurvy here says, I got some 10% alcohol IPA. Strong for a beer. You can keep the IPAs. Geek says, Predator is almost a perfect movie. It is a really good 80s anti-action movie and sci-fi slasher. Actually, it's not mud, it's clay. Okay. Then Ollie Greg says, life during wartime is a Chapatoon edge. That doesn't count because he didn't say the actual line. And Geek says, did you know that Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally cast as the Predator?
Yes.
Yes. They actually shot some footage with him in it, and it just didn't work out. So.
That's gotta hurt.
Hey, I got a question. Where's my equal representation here? If I have to see Arnold topless, I want to see that other gal topless too.
Well, he is topless.
Where the gal? Oh, the one that went to the chopper?
Yeah.
I mean, she's certainly braless.
Yeah. Oh, Boomer says I was not in Vietnam. Sorry, no comment for me. Oh, wait a minute. It sounded as you were in, damn.
Oh yeah. And speaking of which, since predators are somewhat honorable, tell me, do humans have to, since they're less strength oriented we are, and we have to be more crafty, does that make us non-honorable or dishonorable when we defeat a predator by other means, or is that how the predators like it? They're honorable, we're dishonorable when we try to kill them, and that's why they love us.
Hey, a kill's a kill.
Well, and it's kind of, yeah, depending, I think. It depends on.
So come on.
Far off into a different
that's
discussion.
Where he thought ahead and said a double trap.
Yeah, but the predator learns from this one that it is a trap right there, and he walks around, which is another trap.
Yeah, it's a good thing Arnold put traps on both sides this time.
Well, the trap is really above Arnold, isn't it? Or is it a few feet away from him?
It's not over him. It shows you the predator is intelligent, though, because it comes around the other side thinking it's going to get Arnie. But, of course, then this happens. So, yeah.
Stumped.
There's also a fan theory out there that why do you think the Predator made that laugh? Like, was it to tell Dutch that I gotta self-destruct here for you better run if you want to live, or is it just to mock him?
It's to mock him.
He's mocking him. And there's what does Arnold say to him at the end here?
What the hell are you?
And then the Predator repeats the line back to Arnold. What the hell are you? So he's really mocking him heavy there, and then he's gonna self-delete himself and take Arnie with him. He's thinking, I bet. And so yeah, I don't really find that honorable personally, but that's just my viewpoint.
That's a very fair viewpoint, PvP. I will take some honor points off for that, for sure.
No, it is honorable because they do not want their technology falling into the hands of the enemy or the hunted.
Yeah, but tell me,
oh my god, right? It'd be like giving if the apes got the gun, it'd be like, yeah, but that happened. You can't give a fucking the laser weapon from Congo to the apes. Like, that's a terrible idea.
Or leave
it all must be destroyed.
No, it'd be like leaving $80 billion worth of advanced military equipment in a backwards country like Afghanistan.
Yeah, imagine that, right?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah,
terrible.
Plus,
how would that ever happen?
Yeah, plus to the Predator race right here, since they're all the way into honor, they probably think this version is like honorable suicide to them, like for their person, like, okay, you beat me, now I'm dying, now I'm going to self-destruct to bring a so-called honorable death to me, in other words.
Or maybe they have the same... Don't go ahead.
He was going out on his own terms.
Well, or a lot of times when these pilots know that they're going to, or these military people know they're going to die, go, well, if I'm not dying, I'm going to take as many these bastards with me as I can.
That's what I think I was thinking. I think I wanted to take Arnold out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not really dishonorable. It's warfare. And that's one hell of an explosion, though. It's like, how did Arnold even survive?
Yeah,
he must have run
fast.
Oh.
Yeah, see, people get upset about like Indiana Jones surviving, but I mean, it's okay if Arnie does it. he didn't even have anything to like a fridge to hide in. He just like tanked that shit. He's like, nah, I'm Arnie. I'm Dutch. Sorry.
Yeah, well,
that guy right there is the one that's playing the Predator.
Yep. And
awesome.
Yeah, he's Samuel without makeup.
And their self-destruct device, it has the power of basically a miniature nuke on it when they self-detonate it. Like that's a miniature nuke right there.
Well, if that's
of course
the case,
it is.
He wouldn't. If it is, he wouldn't be able to get away fast enough.
Yeah.
But I guess he does. He manages somehow, right?
Main character, plot armor. It's a hell of a thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, this final scene with, Arnie coming out of the smoke and the chopper, landing right close by so Arnie can get to the chopper.
Hey, you want to know what been the best ending line of this whole movie? If you will grab the helicopter pilot and say, next time when I say I need an extraction, it means I need a damn distraction or fucking distraction. That would have made it like the best line ever, or best line ever.
That would have been good.
Well, I think the whole point was that they couldn't get through the foliage and that their enemy were in the area still. But they flew right in there after the nuke went off. So they're all going to die of radiation. It's not a happy ending, right? Like they're all dead.
No, but they still had some lines of the pilot when I say I need a distraction, it means I need a fucking extraction. But anyhow, let's do chat.
Thank you, Gorilla. Good idea.
And son of a bitch, get to the chopper. We'll be getting a name for a helicopter rental company. All right, this is the last one for tonight.
Unless Nemesis becomes a real.
All right, very cool.
Puts it in the comment section again.
No, I'm cutting myself off.
Don't forget, everybody, vote in the poll. There's a poll in the chat. Vote for what grade would you give the movie, or what you think about our coverage of the movie, and we'll be showing that after we go around and get everyone's grade.
Yeah. And Euler Greg says the future is drone warfare. Yep. And Geek says, to quote Van Diesel from Fast and the Furious, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or by a mile, a win's a win.
True, as long as you win.
And what'd you
So
put
Gorilla.
in? Nemesis,
Sorry, what's
what did you put in? What's this link?
Oh, I don't know, Gorilla. I don't think you should probably click on that if you've cut yourself off.
Well, don't click on it if you do.
Let's get to the chop. Okay.
So, Gorilla, tell us what would you grade this movie and about your channel.
Well, I'm catching up on the chats here real quick. Then I'll tell you.
Thank you.
All right, you can have a mushroom cloud without a nuke, said Scurvy. Actually, I think the Predator bomb is a negative ion explosive. It has the power of a nuclear weapon without the radiation.
Cool.
And Other Greg says, interesting flag. And so is Nemesis. All right. Oh, it's a good action flick, even though it's really hard to concentrate when they're all shooting from the hip, and you wonder why. Then they wonder why they have to empty a whole clip on one person. But that's got me. But they do not use those guns anymore for that exact reason. Too much wasted ammo and stuff. But it had some good aerial shots there. I would have probably waited like a lot later in the film to show that you can see that they're being hunted in infrared. Like maybe wait until at least halfway through the movie, so that way you still know that the Predator sees infrared, but it's like more shocking to see. Oh, that's how he's getting them. The camouflage thing was pretty cool with it, but as we could tell, that thing was just a paper tiger there because it could get shorted out by water, and then not only that, its armor was very weak, along with basically clay could basically make it blind. So,
Gotcha.
but I wish we would have gotten more of the backstory of the Predator there. Of like, instead of just like the short little snippet we got, they just come here to the hot years. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna give it a B plus. Well, actually, the movie without Arnold gets a B plus, but because it had Arnold, B minus.
Okay.
Screw Arnold and his movies, since he says screw my freedom.
Right, exactly. So what about your channel, Gorilla? What do you have to share about that?
Oh, let's see. Wednesday, we are 2 more episodes of Justified. Thursday, we are watching Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh, yeah, Gorilla, what do we do about that? I had forgotten that Knitters Network wanted me on her stream at 8 o'clock Thursday. What do we do? You want me to come in late, or I don't know. What do you guys should do? I'm so sorry about that.
Well, if you want, I can just do Alpha Girls there, because I'm pretty sure you might not like that one.
Well, why don't you do Alpha Girls, and then we'll do Plan 9 the next week. How's that, the following week? Is that okay?
Yeah, that works for me. So I guess we're watching.
Sorry about that, yeah.
No, that's totally fine. Alpha Girls on Thursday there, and then on Friday we're reviewing the Waltons episode, The Car, and Saturday's Dark City, and then we're watching Flash Gordon on Sunday, and I'll probably have a few shorts coming out this week here. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with them, because I got a few clips I found that I really want to share, but I want to figure out what I want to do with them.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it, Gorilla, and also, of course, thank you for helping me tonight with the chat. I really do.
Yeah, no problem.
That especially. Sci-fi, sit down. What grade would you give this movie? And what do you got going on with your channel?
I would grade this a solid A. It had a good pace tension, and that kept me invested in it. And I love Arnold. regardless on of what you think of the actor personally outside his movies, he's a good actor, and I enjoyed the Predator. It showed out it put the menace into the movie. Plus, it showed the hunter how he hunts his prey and all that. He goes for the most honorable and most dangerous prey. Since I have dove into the Predator lore in the universe, I know how it works somewhat from watching other YouTubers that go into that too. Beyond that, I give it a solid A. Good pace, good tension, a good protagonist and a good antagonist for them to play off each other. Beyond that, and for my channel, I mainly do cover sci-fi TV shows and movies, depending what genre and franchise you guys are into. I have on my channel, I have different genres and TV shows. If you guys want to go more in depth into that, you can check out my channel. And to your chatters and viewers, if you are new to Pop Culture's channel or new to the chat, you guys can go ahead and sub to my channel. It's very small. Every sub helps, and it encourages me to create more content and to continue being on YouTube, and also to entertain you guys. Beyond that, I'm going to turn it over to the next participant in this panel.
Thank you, Sci-Fi Sid Dan. I appreciate that. And Nimbus of Eden, my excellent buddy and co-host. What say you? What grade would you give the movie? And tell us what you got going on over your channel.
Yeah, for sure. I'd definitely give this movie an A. It was teetering on an A plus for a while, but there's enough points. Like, it's not a perfect movie by any means. Like Gorilla said, it'd be nice to know more of the lore. I mean, I understand this was supposed to be just a one-off action flick that turned into something awesome, and I'm very glad it did. The music is incredible. The scenery was fantastic. The acting was believable. I liked the kills. I enjoyed the gunplay. A lot of testosterone, a lot of manly men, big muscles.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it. It was awesome, right? Like, not stuff we get to see too often. We will not touch on that. Going on into the Predator itself, like, just the design was fantastic. I liked how the cloaking worked for it. I liked how it would mimic its prey and learn and set traps. Like, there was one part that we didn't get to talk about where it learns Max over here, and it repeats it several times and cycles through along with Billy's laughter.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
Sorry,
so when Dylan comes running up and it's okay, Bob. And he comes through the bush and he's like, and he hears over here, you think subconsciously, oh, it's the Predator and he's going to get Dylan, when no, and it was actually Mac.
Exactly.
So I liked the ideas that they played with that. I liked how just everything was generally believable. So yeah, solid A, definitely. Watch this movie if you can. If you haven't already, I recommend checking it out. And so, yeah, as for me and my channel, I've been doing Skullgirls Mobile as of late and Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. So if you're into beautiful women with big boobs that are all based off of pop culture references for the variants, definitely check it out. Or if you're into Yu-Gi-Oh! In any of the formats, check out Duel Links for me there. Yeah, definitely. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I would love to have you there. And definitely thank you to everyone in the chat for showing up and being here. Anyone who's watched this and made it this far in the replay, thank you so much. And of course, a thank you to everyone on the panel, and especially you, Pop. Thank you for having me here and letting me pick this movie. It's been an honor.
Pleasure. Yeah, my pleasure once again. Thank you for being here, Nemesis. And now my good friend PvP, Pleasant Valley Picker. What say you?
Well, I don't think there's much. Can you hear me? Is my mic on?
Yes.
Oh, good. I can't really add much to what everybody has already said. I mean, I pretty much agree with pretty much most of what's been said. It's just a really solid movie. Great cast, believable acting. Even though maybe some of the action scenes might be a little over the top, but it's an Arnie movie, so I'm perfectly good with that. Good suspense, which I wasn't expecting necessarily in an action flick. Um, yeah, the Predator design was great. That was what Stan Winston, I believe, designed it. So
Definitely, yes.
yeah, it was fantastic. It was just a really cool movie. So I don't really need to add too much because I think it's already been well said by everyone else on the panel. So the thing is, I can't give it an A plus because I reserve A pluses for those very rare movies that I really 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 love, and I'm not going to give it an A because I'm for me, sometimes action movies, even if they're near perfection, are not the kind of films I'm going to rewatch too often. So I'm going to go with an A minus on this one. It is a very solid, very well produced film, and oh yeah, the jungle locations. I just want to mention that I was very impressed that they actually went to the effort of actually filming it in a real jungle because that was pretty amazing. I thought so. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, good film.
All right. And anything about your channel you'd like to share?
Well,
Sorry.
just still doing the
Of
music
course.
playlists. Try to add one once a week or so, and not much else in that. And if anybody does want to sub to my channel, that would be great because it's always nice to get a sub. So, yeah. Other than that, though, I think that's pretty much it for tonight, Bob.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, PvP. I'm glad you could make it.
Well, I am too, and it's always fun and honor to be on the panel.
Thank you. And my review, I'm going to give it an A. It could be an A plus, but I'll give it an A. Excellent. First of all, one of Arnold's best. 80s was like the prime time for movies. I mean, the whole 80s was just like, you know, I we can only envy what they used to make back then because I honestly don't think we'll ever get a golden age of Hollywood like that again. The testosterone, a bunch of men in this movie together, no woke garbage, action packed with gore. The great Stan Winston. The creature effects were great. This was made obviously where whatever budget the movie had, you could see it all on screen. It wasn't a big bloated budget, like $200 million movie they make now, and then you find out the movie sucks ass. So yeah, I give it an A, and I love it. Yeah, I used to be a guilty pleasure a fan of Schwarzenegger's back then. So yeah, his action movies and stuff like that. And of course, you guys are gonna hate me for this, but I kind of didn't like when he started doing comedies. And I know there's fans of his comedies, but I'm not a big fan of like Kindergarten Cop or Twins. I get it that there are people that like that stuff, but just wasn't my thing. I don't know. I saw him more as an action hero. And usually, when even in the comedies, he wasn't the comedy person. He was usually the straight man, and the comedy was those people around him. But
his comedy was okay, but it wasn't good either.
it relied on whoever he was with. Like in Twins, it was Danny DeVito, right? And in Kindergarten Cop, it was the kids. So you're right. It was the people around him. Um, and on my channel, tomorrow night, Gilligan's Island. We're back with season 3 of that. Hopefully everything works out right. Saturday, I'll be back with another stream of Rumblings from the Lab, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And then next Monday, another classic episode of Lost in Space. We're on season 2 of that. And then I'll be posting here the next day or so what movie we'll be covering for our next Tuesday horror sci-fi stream. And I want a big, big, big thank you for all the people in the chat who came tonight, and especially everybody on the panel. I'm going to go ahead and close the poll and then share the results with everybody so we can see what that looks like. So give me just a moment, and we'll do that. There we go. All right. And share, and like. All right. So it looks like excellent turnout. 17 votes. And it looks like A plus to A minus. What grade would you give Predator? A plus to A minus got 88%, that's right about where I would have voted. B plus to B minus 11. C plus to C minus 0. And D plus to F minus 0. So good. Everybody either gave it a B or an A. That's excellent. That makes me happy. But of course, even if you didn't like it, that's fine too. But I do recommend, I have to say, from what I remember, I think Predator 2. I do recommend it. I think that was a good movie. I remember Danny Glover was in it. He was a good actor. I don't remember past that. I know there's a lot of sequels, and I kind of lost count after a while. But I do remember at least the first two. Some of you guys out there on the panel and the chat, I'm sure you guys remember the sequels better than I do. You know, they got Alien versus Predator, and they started making all that stuff.
AVP Requiem is just, oh man, awful things happening to awful people. It's pretty good.
Jeez.
Yeah,
No, it's not, Bob. You don't need to watch it, but
No, I don't plan on it. And since they're both the same franchise, I have a feeling they're probably like when they had Freddy versus Jason, and that is they don't want to show one as more powerful than the other, so that it always comes out kind of even. Is that what happened with those movies? I'm sure, or what?
I mean, do you want how spoilers do you want to go into it?
I'll never watch them. Go for it.
Oh man, yeah. One of the predators ends up getting a face hugger, and then it becomes a alien predator hybrid that comes out in Alien versus Predator Requiem. It's fucking sweet. Just like, holy shit.
Yeah, but how's the script in the movie itself?
Terrible. I mean, the dialogue's terrible. The characters are awful. Lots of CGI. There's one horrifying scene where there's a bunch of pregnant women in a maternity ward that you think that the face hugger's bad. Boy, oh boy, you just wait. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that doesn't sound exactly the cream of the crop.
Yeah, I think
no, it's not.
I'm going to take a pass.
It's very gruesome.
I'll take a pass on that one.
But I do want to once again thank you everybody for being here tonight. If you haven't done so, consider maybe hitting the like button. Maybe sub to my channel if you haven't done so. We'll be having more and more content where this came from. And I also recommend my fellow panelists, the we see up here, check out their channels as well. They all have amazing content too. Everybody here, they're all nice people. And I want to say that I'm happy we got through another night with no drama or something crazy going off the deep end. So that always pleases me. And so thank you, everybody on the panel and everybody on the chat, especially. Wonderful turnout in the chat, guys. Thank you. Wherever you are, stay warm, by the way. And if you have to work tomorrow, try not to stay up too late. I would feel really bad if you guys are going to work dragging butt tomorrow because you were here late. But is there anything anybody wants to add before we close this?
I will see you on your Saturday stream or possibly on my stream Saturday if you have the time for it.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds good. Anything else? Anybody else? How about any of you guys?
Nothing too much comes to mind. I'll just probably be on some of the streams I'm regularly on towards the last part of the week here. But yeah, other than that, nothing important comes to mind.
Yeah, and right, same here. I'll see you guys on random streams here and there. But yeah, in the meantime, thank you once again for helping me out tonight, you guys. I had a great time, so thank you. And take care, everybody. Most of all, like I said, peace.